on Mission Everest to target $10 billion in sales by 2015. Inheritors of Dalmia Cement Bharat, Gautam and Puneet Dalmia have helped treble the group since they took over a decade ago. Having almost touched their target of a group turnover of $1 billion this year, the brothers are pursuing an aggressive growth strategy. As Managing Director of DBCL, Puneet Dalmia has taken production capacities in the cement business to almost 10 million tons per annum with aspirations to double that by 2015. While cousin Gautam led the group's diversification into sugar in 1993. 3 sugar mills in UP with manufacturing capacities of about 300,000 metric tons, the sugar business has already been ranked amongst the top 10 players in the industry. But the Dalmia duo isn't done yet. Their latest ventures in the power space, they're possibly looking at restructuring the group and fundraising. So, the time was right to catch up with Gautam and Puneet Dalmia to talk cement, sugar and family. Many thanks for joining us on the show. Let me start by asking you about your Mission Everest. You know, you've got a target of touching 10 billion by 2015 in sales. Where are you currently, at the base camp, or have you moved beyond that at this point in time?
I think we are at the base camp right now. In 2004, we were a $100 million revenue group, and we set an aspirational target for ourselves to do $1 billion in sales by the end of the decade. So I think 2010 is our first year, and I think we are going to miss that target by about 15%. So we'll do probably 850 million in sales as a group. But I think looking at the history, we feel that it's a pretty good achievement. But a lot of things have happened in the company and the family which have been fairly transformational in nature. And I think we are hoping that in the next 5 to 7 years, we can repeat a similar performance.
Okay, I want to talk about those transformational changes, and you talked about the family. The business, since the two of you have actually been spearheading various arms of the group, has almost tripled in the last 11 years. What has been the big transformational change to your mind?
See, I think the single biggest change has been that we have put together a very strong, firstly getting alignment in the family.
Yeah.
The family is a very important piece to this whole thing. And we have created very strong, governance systems and processes, within the family. Right, say for example, we have, every Monday morning meetings amongst the two of us.
Okay.
We also have a family council meeting.
Yeah.
Where
family council is the new rage as far as family businesses are concerned. Everyone has a family council.
No. Okay. Yes, I'm sure that families do take advantage of such formalized structures.
Yeah.
But we have truly gained from that. Right, and then we also have what we call the governing owners council, where we have two external people, two very wise people, external people who have been helping us and guiding us, Mr. Subbiah and Mr. Gurumurthy. That's caused a change in the family mindset.
Okay.
Right, to move to be able to take on the challenge of an orbital shift.
Okay. So do you think you've managed to sort of bridge the gap between ownership executive and external executives in that sense? Have, the areas where usually one sees disagreements, have those been sorted out at this point in time? And what falls under the ownership executives territory and what falls under the external executives territory, Puneet?
I think it's a journey. I don't think we ever, reach a moment in time when we say it's solved. But I think what we have gained from is that this whole informal decision-making process, we have tried to formalize it. And I think within the family council, we have a very formal process where there are 10 decision categories and around 30 decision types which have to be referred to the council. And we know who is empowered to take what decision. So I think we have gained immensely from that formality. And I also believe that we have gained immensely from the external inputs, which we get from these wise people. And within the executive level, I think we have strengthened our board. We have, 4 new independent directors who've been inducted. Mr. G.N. Bajpai, who's the ex-LIC and SEBI chairman.
Right.
We have Donald Peck from Actis. Actis owns 7% in our company.
That's right.
And we have Professor Vaidyanathan from IIM Bangalore and Mr. Kulkarni, who was the head of technical center for Ambuja Group and ACC.
Sure.
So I think we have gained immensely from formality and getting wise people to be around us.
Okay, so how do you actually see the role of the family? Because I know in an earlier, interview of yours that I was reading, you talked about the family actually playing the role of being a capital allocator, and you wanted the family to actually be a dispassionate, unemotional capital allocator. Do you think you've been able to achieve that?
The earlier organization structure was that the family was heading individual SBUs. So He used to look after the sugar business. My father used to look after the cement business. My uncle used to look after the refractory business. And now what we've done within these three business lines, we have external CEOs who run the business. And they are fully empowered to run the P&L of the business and formulate a future strategy for the business. And the family's decision, a family's role is to look at where we can allocate capital best. So we are not allocating capital to ourselves, but the CEOs are, putting projects up for approval.
All right, let's talk about the road ahead now and the big buzzes. And I've spoken to you and we've spoken to you about this as early as September, that you are